Hurricane Milton, the name will forever be etched in the annals of 2024, a year that will be remembered for its unprecedented weather events. Synonymous with nature's raw power and the indomitable spirit of those who faced its wrath, Hurricane Milton was a true test of human endurance. It wasn't just a storm, it was a force of nature that tested the limits of human resilience, pushing communities to their breaking points. Milton's story is one of unimaginable destruction, heartbreaking loss, but also of remarkable courage and compassion in the face of adversity. Communities came together, showing the best of humanity in the worst of times. This is a story that needs to be told, a storm that must be remembered. The tales of survival and loss are etched into the memories of those who lived through it. Milton's impact went beyond mere statistics, leaving an indelible mark on the lives of millions. The scars it left behind are both physical and emotional. It served as a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of preparedness in a world increasingly impacted by climate change. The lessons learned from Milton are crucial for future generations. The storm's legacy is a mix of devastation and resilience, urging us to learn from the past and prepare for the future. It stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the need for collective action in the face of natural disasters. In the crucible of the warm Atlantic waters, a seemingly innocuous weather disturbance began to take shape in late October 2024. What started as a mere cluster of thunderstorms soon showed signs of organization, hinting at the potential for something much more menacing. Fueled by the relentless heat of the ocean and favorable atmospheric conditions, this tropical depression, soon to be christened Milton, embarked on a journey that would have devastating consequences. The warm waters provided the perfect breeding ground, allowing the storm to gather strength and momentum. Meteorologists, closely monitoring its every move, began to notice the telltale signs of rapid intensification. Their instruments and satellite data painted a grim picture, as the storm's wind speeds and pressure readings indicated a powerful hurricane in the making. The storm's path was unusual, taking it on a more westward track than initially predicted. This unexpected shift in trajectory baffled experts and made forecasting its impact even more challenging. This deviation put it on a collision course with heavily populated areas, raising concerns among weather experts and emergency management officials. Communities along the coast began to brace for the worst, as the potential for widespread damage became increasingly apparent. As Milton churned across the Atlantic, gaining strength with each passing hour, a sense of foreboding gripped those in its projected path. Residents hurried to secure their homes and gather supplies, while officials issued warnings and evacuation orders, hoping to mitigate the impending disaster. Hurricane Milton's intensification was nothing short of astonishing. Meteorologists were left in awe as they observed the rapid changes in the storm's structure and power. Within the span of just 36 hours, it went from a Category 1 storm to a monstrous Category 5 hurricane, the highest rating on the Saffir-Simpson scale. This rapid escalation was unprecedented and left little time for preparation. The storm surge, a wall of water pushed ashore by the hurricane's winds, was predicted to be catastrophic. Experts warned that the surge could reach heights of up to 20 feet, inundating coastal areas and causing severe flooding. Coastal communities braced for impact, evacuations were ordered, and a sense of urgency filled the air. Families hurriedly packed their belongings, and emergency services worked tirelessly to set up barriers and shelters. At its peak, Milton boasted wind speeds of over 160 miles per hour, its pressure plummeting to a record low for the region. The sheer force of the winds was enough to bend and break trees, and the eye wall was a scene of violent turbulence. These were the hallmarks of a storm of exceptional intensity, one capable of inflicting widespread damage and loss of life. The aftermath was a grim testament to the hurricane's power, with debris scattered everywhere and buildings reduced to rubble. As Milton drew closer to land, the true extent of its destructive potential became terrifyingly clear. The storm clouds darkened the skies, and heavy rain began to lash the coast, signaling the imminent arrival of one of the most powerful hurricanes in recent history. Section 4. Landfall. A Day of Reckoning. On November 4, 2024, Hurricane Milton made landfall, its fury unleashed upon the unsuspecting coastline. The storm surge, exceeding initial predictions, inundated coastal communities, swallowing homes and businesses whole. The howling winds, like the roar of 1,000 freight trains, ripped roofs off buildings, toppled trees, and turned everyday objects into deadly projectiles. Communication lines were severed, Power outages plunged entire cities into darkness, and transportation networks ground to a halt. Hospitals, overwhelmed with the injured, struggled to cope with the scale of the disaster. The day of landfall was a scene of chaos and destruction, a testament to the raw power of nature's fury. Section 5. In the wake of destruction. In the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Milton, the true extent of the devastation began to emerge. The once familiar landscape was now scarred beyond recognition, littered with debris, and submerged under floodwaters. The air was thick with the smell of salt water, damp wood, and the faint scent of decay. Early estimates placed the economic damage in the billions of dollars, a staggering figure that only hinted at the long road to recovery that lay ahead. The human cost was even more profound, with hundreds confirmed dead and countless others still missing. The task of rebuilding, both physically and emotionally, seemed utterly insurmountable. Section 6. Stories of loss and resilience. Amidst the wreckage and despair, stories of human resilience began to emerge. First responders, working tirelessly under harrowing conditions, pulled survivors from the rubble and provided aid to those in need. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing whatever food, water, and shelter they could salvage. The story of Sarah, a young nurse who worked tirelessly for days in a makeshift clinic powered by a generator, embodies the spirit of compassion that arose from the ashes. Or the resilience of the Smith family who, despite losing their home, remained determined to rebuild their lives. These stories, testaments to the enduring human spirit, offered a glimmer of hope in the face of overwhelming tragedy. Section 7. A call to remember. Hurricane Milton was a tragedy of immense proportions, a stark reminder of the devastating power of nature and the importance of preparedness. As we move forward, we must honor the memory of those lost by learning from the lessons this disaster has taught us. We must strengthen our infrastructure, improve early warning systems, and prioritize sustainable building practices. More importantly, we must foster a culture of preparedness, ensuring that everyone understands the risks and is equipped to take appropriate action when disaster strikes. Hurricane Milton may be gone, but its legacy must live on in our collective commitment to building a safer, more resilient future.